Hey guys, Charles here again. I'm just going to show you some basic concepts on content. So basically, whatever template you're using, right, you have these things called placeholders. On the last video, there was like the Pokemon thing where there was like tons of placeholders. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a blank placeholder, okay? It's just a box, right? I'm going to delete it. I'm going to come right over here. I'm going to hit add. And you can really fine-tune these things, but don't worry about that. That's more advanced. But basically, you have a placeholder. A placeholder is a box with stuff you put in it, okay? Box could be videos, YouTube, whatever. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go Properties. Now, the placeholder is the thing you put stuff in, and the playlist is what goes in it. So if I hit Add, the easiest one is text or video, or I'm sorry, text or image. Those are the two most common. But I want to show you guys content. Content is where we pull data from the Risevision network. Some are paid, some are free. So for example, YouTube videos. You can do YouTube, and I believe it just streams it. It doesn't really download it. But man, you can put in a playlist and let that thing go to town. And I believe it's like $1 a display. So if you have 4 displays, it'll be $4 a month. The Facebook feed. Facebook offers HTML feed, but for cleanliness, you may want to pay the $3 a month here for the Facebook feed. Lots of cool, fun stuff here. Some, like I said, some is free, some is not. This is the YouTube ones that I use a lot. They have some cool countdowns. The QR code generator, that one's kind of neat to drive people to a certain website. Like they could walk up directly to the display with their QR reader, hit the button, and you're now directing them. Traffic map is kind of cool. So it all depends on what you're looking to do. Most popular ones are going to be the image widget and the video widget or the YouTube widget. Okay. So we take a look here. Let's play with traffic map. Okay. I'm going to hit add. Right? So you notice this down here we have it configured now. So if I hit configure, this is, okay, tell me what you want. Okay? So I'm going to put in, map center. Let's put in, New York City. Boom. Okay? Map zoom, and then the colors. All right, we're going to hit save. We're going to hit save. Now we're going to take this. See how I'm moving it around? I'm simply just clicking it. To delete a template, a lot of people try to hit the delete key. It doesn't work that way. You have to hit delete, okay? But here, I'm going to put it here, and I want to make it bigger. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go, woo, just like that. Now I have a bigger map, right? So now let's go ahead and hit save, because we always hit save, and then preview. And now, I have my map. Boy, glad I don't live there anymore. That's a lot of red. And it's, 9 a.m. in the morning. So that's basically that. So I'm going to use my control, scroll down, and you can see this is the map. So if I want to make this thing, basically just go full screen. I'll grab this, I'll go like that. You always want to give a little bit of buffer on the edges because sometimes the TV cuts it off, right? I'm going to zoom in so I can see the save button. Okay, I'm going to hit preview, and then I'm going to zoom back out because I zoomed way too far in. So, there we go. So, just kind of showing you how to do some things. Now, let's go back. Here's the other cool thing is you can do mixed media, okay? I'm just going to make this smaller just for my own sanity. So I'm going to go Properties. Now, I can say traffic map. I can add a video. I can add a picture. When you start adding mix, it does kind of mess with it a little bit. That's where you get into durations. So if I go to image, right, and let's grab an image. Okay, I'm just going to borrow this one real quick. So now I'm going to add an image. Okay, notice here, now let me zoom in. So one thing you have to think about here is when you're adding that content, first name it, right? Because it'll make yourself so much happier if you name it. So we're going to call this one Happy Day. I didn't really mean to say happier because it's Happy Day, but a duration. So let's say you want some pictures to show for 20 seconds, some pictures to show for 2 seconds, some pictures to show for 120 seconds. This is where you can kind of tweak that per item. And then background color and then scale to fit. I personally like to do scale to fit. Okay, so now let me get rid of the traffic map just to kind of show you. And okay, and just as a sample, I'm just going to grab this one again. I'm just going to borrow it for a moment just for this example. So I'm going to hit add, okay, image. Now this is the old way of doing it. You should be using the new content widget, but I'm going to show you both, okay? So notice how I forgot the name right? So let me go back and say happy to just for this. And this one I want to show for 15 seconds. And happy day I want to show for 3 seconds, okay? I'm going to hit save. Notice how it fixed itself, right? Because I said scale to fit. I'm going to hit save and I'm going to hit preview. Let's watch what it does. Okay, now if all goes well, I forgot what I put. I think I said 15 seconds there. And then when that finishes, the next picture will come up with for a lot far less because I didn't put it for so long, right? So let's see, that should change fairly quickly. See, and that's the duration piece. Another thing is if you're going to do like logos of vendors who are coming in, there are sites like Canva, okay? And what you do is you take their image and you go to Canva or you go to whatever image thing you want. Frame it up so it's nice, right? So let's say you come up with our company welcomes so-and-so, so-and-so, right? And you come up with a nice box. This way, when you find their image online, everyone's image is a different thing, right? You force their image to fit into your box so that when you design your we welcome such and such, notice how this logo, it goes like this and then it goes into a square. Well, think about it. If you grab somebody's logo off of Facebook, it's going to be like that, or it could be like that. By using a third party like Canva and making a nice image, you can control how it's going to look. This way it doesn't go like all kind of wacky in your video, right? So let's go back to here, okay? We're going to say properties on this. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to clear the list because I want to show you some things. So if I say add and I say content, this is the one you should be using. I have a feeling the old image is going to go away eventually, but you could totally use it for now. So I'm going to go up to here and I'm going to say image. This one does give you a little more, and I hit enter, by the way. I said image and I hit enter. So I go to image widget and I say add. You're going to notice this one's going to look a little bit different, right? So now I'm going to say a custom URL. I'm going to paste it in, right? And so if I hit add again and I say content, let me grab another just for kicks and greens. Name it, right? Configure. Now, one of the things you'll notice here. See the save image and folder image? I'm going to zoom it in a little bit. This is a cool feature that they just came out with. You can actually buy storage from Risevision now for your videos and your images, unless you have your own website where you can store it. This does make it a little bit easier. There's a charge for it. It's not very much. But this way you'll upload to it and then kind of go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. I'm going to go ahead and hit save again. And now I'm going to preview it. And I believe this will kind of get what I want. So now we have a nice square, right? And I believe I set 2 different images, but still, just trying to show you how to mess with content. Now notice how we went from a up and down portrait to basically a square. Well, if you're trying to do a very specific wallpaper, right? So remember, I want to grab a wallpaper that's this, okay? And, you know, you're a perfectionist, and you want everything to match the most perfect way possible, right? So we're gonna have to just grab this, grab this. Again, we're doing this temporarily. You should always use your own, anything you own. Let's go to background, images. Okay, so now, I'm gonna zoom out just so I can see the whole thing, right? So let's say you have multiple of these things, and you have them. I'm gonna hit the copy button here, and I'm gonna go ahead and paste. This allows me to actually have two. So if you have two that are like right on each other, right? So if I hit save, oops. If I hit save and then preview, so watch what happens now. Okay, I'm zoom back in a little bit. So pretend they're on, you know what I should do? Hold on, I'll make it a little bit different here. Let's go properties, I'm gonna move him up. Save, save, because this really does kind of prove a point. So you have your various elements, and what you'll notice here is they're going to be two different sizes. It could really throw things off when they're not equally aligned. So for example, on these two, see how it kind of bounces around? And when you have bunches of things, it gets a little haywire. That's why I recommend you make a master image, like a template image. So at the top it could say, you know, we welcomes, you know, our company welcomes, and then at the bottom, like visitors to our office. And then in the middle, you put their logo, right? So this way you don't get the weird jumpiness like you're seeing here. Okay, so again, going back to here, to add a new element, a new box, you hit this button right there. You go to add, you go to content. You can get really fancy and put HTML and all that kind of fun stuff. When we talk about Flickr, we use a software called Pickle Jar, and we do the HTML feed in there. And I'll talk about Pickle Jar another time. But you know, these are the basics. The Google Calendar one is good. The HTML one is good. The scroll one is kind of neat. The web page one, that one can get a little hairy because the web page has to like be super clean, but it works, right? So if I say add, and I want to add, I'm going to go to configure, and then from here I put in the, you know, just a random web page. Not every web page works. It all depends on it. Like I know Facebook pages don't necessarily work, but there's a Facebook gadget, so that's okay. So for this, we'll just put CNN. On the refresh, I'm going to say refresh it every 5 minutes. This way I'm constantly getting new updates. I'm going to go ahead and hit save, right? Now I'm going to hit my save button. I'm going to hit my preview button. And if all goes well, I should see CNN at the bottom of the page with my goofy flip-flop logos. Ready? Flip-flop logo 1, 2, and there's my CNN page. So that's actually almost a perfect chunk of the website. I couldn't have guessed that any better. And then every a couple minutes, that will change. So when there's more drama about the person on screen, I'm sure we'll see it. But again, so a lot of cool stuff there. So kind of went over some content. So, you know, hopefully somebody out there enjoys it. So, all right. Have a great day. Hope all's well. Talk to you soon.